Nadu Assembly.
தமிழ்நாட்டு மக்களோட அன்பும் அரவணைப்பும் தான் காரணம். ஒவ்வொரு வீட்டில் இருக்க ஒவ்வொருத்தரும்
Are currently underway in Tamil Nadu, and there you can see the Chief Minister currently speaking. We'll just dip into the live audio to understand exactly what is the issue that is being raised. But this is on part of the Assembly proceedings that what we are now looking at on the first day itself. The Mekadatu Dam issue that was taken up as far as the resolution that was raised against the Mekadatu Dam, and of course when it comes to the unanimously adoption of the resolution that had happened against the Karnataka government's dam proposal. In the meantime, we'll try to just dip in exactly what's happening within the Tamil Nadu Assembly.
2008 ஈழத் தமிழருக்கு ஆதரவா உண்ணாவிரதம் போராட்டம் செஞ்சோம். போர் முடிவுக்கு வரணும், நம்ம தொப்புள் கொடிய உறவுகளான ஈழத் தமிழர்களுக்கு பாதுகாப்பான நிம்மதியான ஒரு வாழ்வு கிடைக்கணும்னு அன்னைக்கே கோரிக்கை வச்சோம். 2009 ஆரம்பிச்ச விஜய் மக்கள் இயக்கம் வழியா நம்மளோட மக்கள் நல பணிகளை எக்ஸ்டெண்ட் அண்ட் எக்ஸ்பேண்ட் பண்ணிக்கிட்டே வந்தோம். கல்விக்கு துணையா இருந்தோம், சோசியல் சர்வீஸ் செஞ்சோம், வெள்ள நிவாரணத்துல துணையா இருந்தோம், கொரோனா காலத்துல மக்களுக்கு தோள் கொடுத்தோம். விலையில்லா விருந்தகம், குருதியகம், முட்டைப்பால் ரொட்டி திட்டம், விழியகம், பயிலகம், நூலகம், இப்படி பல வழியில மக்களுக்கு துணையா இருந்தோம். அப்புறம் நம்மளோட திரைப்படங்கள்ல நம்மளால முடிஞ்ச வரைக்கும் ஊழல் எதிர்ப்ப சொன்னோம், சமூக நீதியை சொன்னோம், கல்வியை
I tried to speak as much as possible against corruption, and I tried to portray the idea of social justice.
இது மட்டும் இல்லாம 2011 நாகப்பட்டினத்துல மீனவர் பிரச்சனைகளுக்கு ஆதரவா ஒரு பெரிய பொதுக்கூட்டம் நடத்தினோம்.
In 2011, I conducted a huge public meeting in Nagapattinam to voice out my concerns for the fishing community.
தமிழர் பண்பாட்டு உரிமைக்கான நம்மளோட ஆதரவை தெரிவிச்சோம். 2018 ஸ்டெர்லைட் போராட்டம் துப்பாக்கி சூட்ல பாதிக்கப்பட்ட
I participated in the protest against Jallikattu. I also participated in the protest against the Sterlite options in Tuticorin district of Tamil Nadu.
கல்வி விருது விழா நடத்தி சிறந்த மதிப்பெண் பெற்ற மாணவ மாணவிகளுக்கு ஊக்கத்தொகையும் பரிசும் கொடுத்தோம்.
Every year we've been holding an event to felicitate the toppers of class 10 and class 12 from across Tamil Nadu.
அறிக்கை விட்டோம். அரசியல் கட்சி ஆரம்பிச்சு விழுப்புரம் மாவட்டத்தில் விக்கிரவாண்டியில நம்மளோட முதல் மாநில மாநாட்டிய வெற்றி கொள்கை திருவிழாவை நடத்தினோம்.
We've opposed the NEET examination after launching our political party. We successfully held our first party conference in Vizhupuram district of Tamil Nadu.
இந்தியாவிலே 2 பெண் ஆளுமைகளை கொள்கை தலைவர்கள் அறிவிச்ச ஒரே கட்சி நம்ம TVK மட்டும்.
The only political party in India to have 2 women ideologues is our party, Tamil Nadu Assembly, that is Velu Nachar and Anjali Ammal.
எடுத்துக்கிட்டோம். அவரோட கடவுள் மறுப்பு கொள்கையில நமக்கு உடன்பாடு இல்லைன்னு ஓபனா அறிவிச்சோம்.
Although Periyar is one of our party's ideologues, we've openly stated that we are not in line with his atheist principles.
சீர்திருத்தம், சமூக நீதி, இப்படி பெரியாரோட கருத்துக்களை நிறையவே ஏத்துக்கிட்டோம்னு அறிவிச்சோம். அண்ணல் அம்பேத்கர்
Periyar's ideas on women empowerment, social justice and other things are concerned, we are very much in line with those ideas, and we are in fact following his footsteps in those ideas.
வீரமங்கை வேலு நாச்சியாரோட மண் மீட்பையும் சமூக நல்லிணக்கத்தையும் பின்பற்றுவோம்னு அறிவிச்சோம்.
Likewise, we are also following many ideals of our party's ideologues such as Kamarajar, Veeramangai Velu Nachiyar, Anjali Ammal and Ambedkar.
சமூக நீதி தான் நம்ம கொள்கைன்னு அறிவிச்சோம். நம்ம கொள்கை எதிரி யாரு, அரசியல் எதிரி யாருன்னு ஓபனா அறிவிச்சோம். எல்லாத்துக்கும் மேல பிறப்புக்கும் எல்லா உயிருக்கும்ன்றத நம்மளோட அடிப்படை அரசியல் கோட்பாட்டா அறிவிச்சிட்டு தான்
our party's basic motto is all men are all equal. Nobody is superior to anybody here. Nobody is inferior to anybody here. Everybody is all equal. That is our party's motto.
அப்புறம் இன்னனையும் நாம இங்க பதிவு செஞ்சே ஆகணும். எல்லாரும் கட்சி ஆரம்பிச்சுட்டு தான் ஒவ்வொரு வீட்டுக்குள்ளேயும் போவாங்க. ஆனா நாம ஒவ்வொரு வீட்டுக்குள்ளேயும் போனதுக்கு அப்புறம் தான் கட்சியவே ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்கிறோம்.
I just want to say something here that every political party they try to reach the hearts of the people after the launch of their party. But as far as I am concerned, I was already in the hearts of the people for the past 30 years, and I was already in their minds and hearts before even I launched my political party.
நம்ம கட்சியை நடிகன் கட்சின்னு சொல்லியும் சில நக்கல் நையாண்டி இதெல்லாம் பேசுவாங்க. அதை பத்தி நமக்கு கவலை இல்லைன்னு வைங்க. இப்படி நம்ம அரசியல் பயணம் ரொம்ப டிரான்ஸ்பரண்டா தான் ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்கு. இந்த 2026 தேர்தல்ல கூட்டணியே இல்லாமல் தனியா நின்னோம். மக்கள் நம்மள தெளிவா புரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டதாலையும் நம்ம TVK தோழர்களோட உழைப்பாலையும் நாம 35% வாக்குகளை வாங்கினோம். 1,72,00,000 வாக்குகளோட தமிழ்நாட்டிலேயே தனி பெரும் கட்சியா வந்தோம்.
Speaking about how
தமிழக மக்களாலையும் நம்மளோட ஆதரவு இயக்கங்களாலையும் இதோ இன்னைக்கு
enormous amount of support from the people, the TVK party has garnered 35% vote share and become the primary majority party in the state of Tamil Nadu.
2.25 வருஷத்துல ஆட்சிக்கு வந்துட்டீங்கன்னு ரொம்ப கிண்டலா கேலியா சிலர் பேசுறாங்க.
Everybody is trying to
எவ்வளவு வலியும் வேதனையும் இருக்கு
criticize us about how we came into politics, came into government just within 2.5 years of launching the party. But nobody knew how many hardships we had to face. There were so many difficulties. People from all sides were trying to target us, attack us. We did not have any safety. We faced everything, and that is how we have ended up in this position. We still have miles to go.
41 பேர் கரூர் சம்பவத்தில் இழந்த வேதனை எல்லாம் எப்படி சொல்றதுனே தெரியல.
I cannot even describe the sorrow that I faced during the Karur stampede.
அதெல்லாம் வேற லெவலுங்க. என்னத்துக்கு அப்படி எல்லாம் செஞ்சாங்கன்னு தெரியல.
They had blamed us. I don't even understand why would they do that.
இந்த விஜய் இவனோட மக்களுக்காக எதையும் தாங்க தயாராகிட்டான்.
This Vijay is ready to face anything for the sake of his people.
ஆறுதலும் பலமும் என்ன தெரியுமா? என் நெஞ்சில் குடியிருக்கும் என்னோட தமிழ்நாட்டு மக்களும்
My biggest strength is my people.
என் உயிருக்கு உயிரான தோழர்களும் தான் அவங்களோட பலத்தால தான். அன்னைக்கு
all my friends
1967ல முன்னாள் முதல்வர் மாண்புமிகு அறிஞர் அண்ணா அவர்கள் தலைமையில் அமைஞ்ச சாமானியர்களோட 1977ல முன்னாள் முதல்வர் மாண்புமிகு புரட்சி தலைவர் எம்ஜிஆர் அவர்கள் தலைமையில் அமைஞ்ச மிக
similar to 1967 how Aringer Anna formed the government with the support of common people, and in 1977 how MGR formed the government with the support of his people. It is similar in 2026 with the support of the people. TVK's government has been formed.
தமிழக வரலாற்றில் ஒரு மகத்தான
This is a historic win.
நாம் அமைச்சிருக்கிறோம். இளைஞர்களால என்ன செய்ய முடியும், பெண்களால என்ன செய்ய முடியும்னு கேட்டவங்களுக்கான பதில் தான் இன்னைக்கு அமைஞ்சிருக்கிற நம்ம ஆட்சி. ஒரே ஒரு
so many people questioned about what youngsters could do or women could do. This government will be a response to all of those questions and doubts.
நம்மளோட ஆட்சி அதிகாரம் அதான் நம்மளோட மனசாட்சி உள்ள மக்களாட்சி. இந்த 2026 தேர்தலில் யாராலும் உடைக்கவே முடியாதுன்னு சொன்ன மதத்தை உடைச்சோம், சாதியை உடைச்சோம்.
So many people spoke about how religion, caste can never be abolished from politics. But we have changed everything. We have broken the kind of stigmas.
Governance and good governance உறுதியா இருக்கிறோம். இப்ப மட்டும் இல்ல, எப்பவுமே இப்படிதான் இருப்போம். மக்கள் சேவை தெரிந்த அளவிற்கு சுயநல தேவையை செஞ்சிக்க தெரியாதுதான். அதனாலதான் சொல்றோம், எங்களை பார்த்து எதுவும் தெரியாதுன்னு சொல்றவங்களுக்கு சொல்றோம், இதெல்லாம் எங்களுக்கு தெரியாதுதான். உங்களை மாதிரி முறைகேடுகளை செய்யறத நாங்க தெரிஞ்சுக்கவும் போறதில்லை.
a lot of things.
எங்களுக்கு தெரியாமலே இருந்துட்டு
I agree to that. We do not know a lot of things. How to run the government like you, a corrupt government, a government which did not serve the people.
மாண்புமிகு பேரவைத் தலைவர் அவர்களே, எதிர்ப்பவர்கள் எதிர்க்கட்சி என்பதற்காக எங்கள் ஆட்சி மீது 1000 பழி போடலாம். ஆனாலும்
the opposition party can blame the government in different scenarios.
தமிழ்நாடு மின்மிகை மாநிலமாக இருந்தாலும் கடந்த காலங்களில் ஏற்பட்ட நிர்வாக குளறுபடிகளும்
in spite of Tamil Nadu achieving a lot, there has been a lot of corruption in the government.
வேண்டுமென்றே சிலரின் நடவடிக்கைகளாலும் இந்த மின்வெட்டிற்கு காரணமாக உள்ளது. மின் விநியோக
They are talking about how there is a lot of power cuts and it is mainly because of misgovernance of the previous government.
10 உயர்மட்ட கண்காணிப்பு குழுக்கள் மற்றும் 125 சிறப்பு மின் தடை நீக்க ரோந்து வாகனங்கள் வழங்கப்பட்டு 24 மணி நேரமும் கண்காணிக்கப்படுகிறது. கூடுதலாக தற்போது 77 புதிய மின் தடை நீக்க மையங்களும் உருவாக்கப்பட்டுள்ளன. விரைவில் இந்த மின்வெட்டு நிலை அறவே நீக்கப்படும். மாண்புமிகு பேரவைத் தலைவர் அவர்களே,
created vehicles that will be on patrolling, over 150 vehicles which will be making sure there is no such power cuts happening in the city.
எதிர்க்கட்சிகள் என்னதான் சித்து வேலை செஞ்சாலும் விவசாய பெருமக்கள் எல்லாரும் நம்ம ஆட்சி
We have been taking initiatives, we have been trying to sort this issue at the earliest, but the opposition parties are conspiring against us. Therefore there has been few protests happening.
இருந்தாலும் நம்ம அரசு நம்ம விவசாயிகளோட வாழ்வாதாரத்துக்காக பக்கபலமாகவும் உறுதியாகவும் துணை நிற்கும்ங்கிறத தெரிவிச்சுக்கிறோம். நம்ம தமிழகத்தில் ஏற்கனவே நடந்த அதி அற்புதமான சூப்பரான நிர்வாக திறன் கொண்ட 50 வருஷ
this government will always stand in favor and in support of the farmers.
கனவு கண்டவங்களோட அட்டகாசமான ஆட்சிக்காரங்க பல்வேறு விதமான நிதி நெருக்கடியை நம்ம மக்களுக்கும் நமக்கும் பரிசா கொடுத்துட்டு போய் இருந்தாலும் கூட்டுறவு வங்கிகளின் மூலம் 75,000 வரை பயிர்க்கடன் பெற்று
The previous government which wanted to create a 2.0, 3.0 or whatever model government they wanted to do has given us major issues due to their massive misgovernance.
பணப்பயன் கிடைக்கும் அளவிற்கு மொத்தம் 14 லட்சத்தி
We are doing our best and that is why we had announced waivers in farm loans that were taken by farmers.
23 கோடி பயிர்க்கடன் தள்ளுபடி வழங்கப்பட்டுள்ளது.
He is also mentioning in detail about what kind of waivers have been announced for the farmers who have taken loans.
ஏற்கனவே அறிவிச்சிருக்கிறோம். தற்போதைய ஒன்றிய அரசு சார்ந்த கட்சியுடன் அரசியலில் கொள்கை அளவில்
We've already established multiple times that we are standing for a state autonomy in the state and federal government in the center. But at the same time, we are not people who will be blindly fighting against the center.
அதுல ரொம்ப தெளிவாகவும் உறுதியாகவும் இருக்கிறோம்.
We will be standing up for things that the central government brings if it supports our people, and we will stand against if it does not favor our people. Which doesn't mean that we will deviate from our ideology. Our core ideology and our ideological enemies would remain the same. We are not anybody's B team. We are purely people's team. We are a secular team, a team for social justice.
நம்ம தமிழ் தாய் வாழ்த்த பாடுறது தான் வழக்கமா இருக்கு. தமிழ் தாய் வாழ்த்த பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் நம்ம அரசு இதுல நம்மளோட உறுதியான நிலைப்பாட்டை ஒன்றிய அரசு
about how Tamil Thai Varthu, the Tamil anthem was not being sung at government events at the beginning, but we have been consistently trying to make sure we stand by it. We are playing the songs. We have also given a request to the center, to the Prime Minister, to make sure this culture that we've been following is consistently followed further. We also admit and acknowledge that NEET is definitely hindering the growth and the future of a lot of students in our state. Therefore, we will stand firmly against NEET. We will be continuing to urge the central government to ensure that our students are exempted from NEET. Aringer Anna had implemented a two-language policy in the 1960s to focus on Tamil and English. for greater prospects all around the globe. TVK government has accepted this, has been standing firmly in this. There is no change that Tamil Nadu will move into a different language policy. It will continue with two language policy.
தமிழ்நாடு அரசின் சார்பாக கலந்து கொண்டு வறுமையற்ற தமிழ்நாடு இயக்கம் உருவாக்க தேவையான நிதியையும் தமிழ்நாட்டுக்கு 2
I participated in the Niti Aayog meeting.
மருத்துவம் மற்றும் பல் மருத்துவ படிப்பிற்கு 12ஆம் வகுப்பு மதிப்பெண் அடிப்படையில் இடங்களை நிரப்புதல் குறித்தும் செயற்கை நுண்ணறிவு தொடக்க நிறுவன வளர்ப்பு மையங்கள் தமிழ்நாட்டில் அமைக்கவும்
where I had spoken about how 2 AIMS colleges has to be brought in Tamil Nadu.
தலைமையிலான வளர்ச்சி குறித்தும் மீனவ சமுதாயங்களின் வாழ்வாதாரம் மற்றும் மீன்பிடி படகுகள் மற்றும் மீனவர்களை விடுவித்தல் குறித்து காலநிலை தாங்கும்
with regards to the development of women, farmers, fishermen.
கீழ் விண்வெளி உற்பத்தி மையத்தை தேசிய விண்வெளி உற்பத்தி மையமாக அறிவிக்க கோரியும் தமிழ்நாட்டில் சாலை போக்குவரத்து நெடுஞ்சாலை மற்றும் ரயில்வே அமைச்சகத்தின் மேம்பாட்டு குறித்தும் அனைத்து கிராமங்களையும் டிஜிட்டல் இணைப்பு வசதி ஏற்படுத்துதல் குறித்தும் கூட்டு குடிநீர் திட்டம் தொடரவும் அரசின் விழாக்களில் தமிழ்தாய் வாழ்த்துக்கான முதலிடத்திற்கான கோரிக்கையும் மேகதாது அணை கட்டுமான நிறுத்தத்தை உறுதிப்படுத்தவும் மாநிலத்தின் மீது மும்மொழி கொள்கையை வற்புறுத்தாமல் புதிய கல்விக் கொள்கையை திணிக்காமல் தமிழகத்திற்கான கல்வித்தொகை ரூபாய் 3284 கோடியை விடுவிக்க கோரியும் ஆண்டுதோறும் 5 லட்சம் இளைஞர்களுக்கு உதவித்தொகையுடன் கூடிய பணியினை தொழில்நுட்ப பயிற்சி வழங்க ஒத்துழைப்பு வழங்குமாறும் ஒகேனக்கல் 3ஆம் கட்ட கூட்டு குடிநீர் திட்டத்திற்கான நிதி ரூபாய் 2283.
We've also spoken against the construction of Meghatatu Dam.
வாழ்வாதாரத்துக்கான உத்தரவாத திட்டத்தின் கீழ் வேலை வாய்ப்புகளை உருவாக்க உடனடி நடவடிக்கை மேற்கொள்ள
all the remaining funds that the state has to be receiving from the center has also been urged by us.
பேசியுள்ளோம் என்பதை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறோம். மாண்புமிகு பேரவைத் தலைவர்
அவர்களே, also asked for announcing Tamil Nadu Tirukkural as a national literature.
அவசியமானது. தமிழ்நாடு தனது அண்டை மாநிலங்களுடன் நதி நீர் பங்கீடு பொருளாதாரம் கல்வி
for the development and growth of a state, a good relationship with the neighboring states is also very essential.
அண்டை மாநிலங்களுடனான நட்புறவை
there is extremely mutual respect and for the neighboring states as well as the federal structure of India. We have been working towards implementing that very firmly moving forward also. There is a lot of criticism about the law and order in the state right now. It has to be right. The law and order should be maintained. We do not have a second thought about it. We will make sure that the law and order is working perfectly in the state. We will never tolerate any kind of crimes or injustice against women. Strict punishments would be given, action would be taken. The Singapen Adiradi Padai was created majorly to focus on these crimes against women. Similarly, there are a lot of drugs-related issues that is also prevalent in the state, which will also be tried and curbed as much as possible. These problems are not new to the state. These have been ignored by the previous governments. This has been existing for long. When opposition parties are raising these issues, I don't get the feeling that they are having any kind of care about the state, about the safety and security of the state. It is mostly about criticizing the government right now. There has not been a ADGP law and order in the state for a long time. We have been asking for it for a long time. There have been a lot of unanswered questions where we are now, this new government is looking for answers for it.
Initial stage யார் கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணிருக்கணும்? Police department appo yaar
the distribution of drugs in the state has been enormous. Controlling it right now takes a lot of effort. I just want to ask the opposition one question. Who had the police department's control? Why did they not take stricter actions when they were in power? If there is any conscience left, they would themselves know what was the real issue, why all of these things are still happening in the state. Ours would be a people's government with conscience.
சட்டம் ஒழுங்கை பத்தி யாருக்கு என்ன யோசனை இருந்தாலும் மக்கள் நலனுக்காக யாருக்கு என்ன யோசனை
I would be happy if you are able to criticize the government after listening to what the steps, after concentrating on what kind of action that is being taken by the current government.
இந்த ஊரடிச்சு உலையில போட்டு ஊழல் மேல ஊழலா செஞ்சுக்கிட்டு
There are a lot of people who are trying to talk about the kind of governance that we would be giving.
அப்படின்னு சொன்னா அப்படிப்பட்ட ஒரு ஊழல் செய்யற நிர்வாகத்திறனை நம்ம அரசு ஒரு நாளும் செய்யாது.
Your ability to govern was a corrupt government that gave us a corrupt government. If that is what you mean by saying ability to govern, that is not something that we want to follow.
பார்ட்டி ஃபண்ட் கட்சி நிதி அப்படின்ற பேர்ல அடிச்ச கொள்ளையெல்லாம் ஒண்ணுன்னா இப்போ கவர்மெண்டோட கஜானா.
Even in task marks, they have been taking party funds. They have been taking a lot of money through the liquor sales. There is a disruption in the assembly as the opposition parties are now raising slogans against Chief Minister's mentioning of the party funds that was taken from the task mark. The speaker is now trying to get the assembly members back to silence. But we can clearly hear a commotion from the assembly where the MLAs, particularly from the opposition parties, are speaking against the Chief Minister's remarks about the task mark statement that he made. The speaker is trying to control the assembly. The speaker is asking the opposition MLAs to stay silent until the Chief Minister completes his address so that then they can raise their objections to it after his speech concludes.
நிதானமாக சொல்லிக்கொண்டே இருக்கிறார். நீங்கள் குறிப்பெடுத்து வைத்துக் கொள்ளுங்கள். பேசி முடித்தவுடன் நான் உங்களுக்கு அவகாசம் தருகிறேன். நீங்க ஒவ்வொண்ணா சொல்லுங்க. என்ன என்று நீங்க சொல்லுங்க.
The speaker is asking the opposition MLAs to take notes of the points that they want to counter from the Chief Minister's address. He is asking them to patiently wait until the Chief Minister finishes speaking.
நான் எழுந்த பிறகு உட்கார்றதுதான் முறை. உட்காருங்க, எல்லாரும் உட்காருங்க. தேசிய உட்காருங்க. நான் அலோவ் பண்றேன். உட்காருங்க, அமைதியா உட்காருங்க. நான் அலோவ் பண்றேன். அமைதியா உட்காருங்க.
So the AIDMK put forth a lot of questions to the Chief Minister, criticizing the government. What we are watching right now unfolding in the Assembly is the Chief Minister's response to all of the criticisms raised by the opposition parties. While he was giving his speech, we are witnessing a commotion by the opposition parties where they are objecting the statements that the Chief Minister made. He in fact had criticized about how there is corruption everywhere with the previous government that has left the government in the state of Tamil Nadu. There's a lot of corruption in everything. Particularly, he was making a statement about how there is party funds being taken out of task mark liquor sales and how that was unfair. And now that the TVK government is trying to, fix all the holes and all the issues that was prevailing in the previous government. And this commotion led to the speaker now trying to moderate the assembly, trying to keep the opposition MLAs calm so that the Chief Minister can continue with the speech. But it clearly looks like the opposition MLAs are not letting the assembly proceedings happen. They are still raising slogans. They are still condemning the remarks made by the Chief Minister.
உறுப்பினர் அமைதி காக்க வேண்டும். நேற்று எதிர்க்கட்சியாளர் பேசுகிற போதும் அவர் பேசுகிற எல்லாவற்றுக்கும் நான் அனுமதி அளித்தேன். அதில் பாயிண்ட் ஆஃப் கேளுங்க. அந்த விவாதத்தில் கேளுங்க.
The speaker is now mentioning about how yesterday when the leader of opposition, which is Mr. Udayanidhi Stalin, was speaking in the assembly, he had given a full, freedom to make any kind of statements that he wanted to make, everything which was recorded in the assembly. Similarly, there has to be, silence until the Chief Minister completes his speech. Therefore, the opposition parties can then come up with their objections. But clearly, the opposition MLAs are not ready to settle down down. They are continuing to move forward with their commotion. They are continuing to raising slogans, which is disrupting the assembly proceedings. In fact, he's promising a time that would be allocated to the opposition MLAs to speak after the Chief Minister completes his address.
Please. ஒரே நிமிஷம் நான் சொல்லிடுறேன் ப்ளீஸ். ஆளும் கட்சியாக இருக்கின்ற போது நீங்கள் சொன்ன ஒரே வார்த்தை, நாங்கள் பேசி முடித்ததற்கு பிறகு குறிப்பிடுத்துவிட்டு நீங்கள் எந்த கேள்வி வேண்டுமானாலும் கேட்கலாம் என்று ஒரு முறையை நீங்கள் பின்பற்றினீர்கள். அதே முறையை இப்போது பின்பற்ற வேண்டும் என்று கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறேன். மாண்புமிகு கல்வித்துறை பள்ளிக்கல்வித்துறை அமைச்சர், மாண்புமிகு பள்ளிக்கல்வித்துறை அமைச்சர்.
மாண்புமிகு பேரவைத் தலைவர் அவர்களே, நேற்றைய தினம் கூட எதிர்க்கட்சி தலைவர் சொன்னதை முழுமையாக கேட்டு இறுதியில் ஒரு வாய்ப்பு தந்தீங்க.
The ministers are speaking one by one right now. The school education minister is speaking about how the disruption is not fair. The entire proceedings is live and people are watching. Therefore, the government and the ministers are requesting that there has to be a decorum maintained in the assembly so that the chief minister can also complete the speech. The Chief Minister, in fact, is giving answers, response to the criticism made by the opposition. Therefore, there has to be a decorum and a discipline that has to be followed in the assembly, which can be, continued. Minister Sengotain also mentions about how in the previous assembly run by the DMK government, there was a clear rule that when one person is speaking, particularly if the Chief Minister is speaking, the others would wait for them to complete. Similarly, we should continue to follow the same rules in this time also. It's clearly a very, a lot of commotion happening right now in the Tamil Nadu State Assembly. The Speaker is still trying to get the situation back to normal to bring the MLAs back to their seats and not slogans.
எதிர்க்கட்சி தலைவர் அவர்கள் உங்கள் கட்சியினுடைய உறுப்பினரை அமைதிப்படுத்த வேண்டும் என்று நான் கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறேன். உங்களுக்கு வாய்ப்பு தரவில்லை என்றால் அவர் எழுந்து நிற்பதில் நியாயம் இருக்கிறது. வாய்ப்பு தரப்போகிறேன்.
The Speaker is now requesting the leader of opposition, Udayanidhi Stalin, to control his MLAs.
உறுப்பினரை அமைதி காக்க நீங்கள் தான் பார்த்துக் கொள்ள வேண்டும். மாண்புமிகு அவை முன்னவர், மாண்புமிகு பேரவைத் தலைவர் அவர்கள், அவர் அப்போது சொன்னது வேறு, இப்போது நடந்து கொள்கிற முறைகள் வேறாக இருக்கிறது. அன்றைக்கு அவர் சொல்லுகிற போது அமைச்சர் அத்தனை பேரும் பேசி முடித்ததற்கு பிறகு உங்களுடைய கருத்துக்கள் ஏதாவது மறுப்பாலும் தெரிவிக்கலாம். இப்போது பின்பற்றினால் நன்றாக இருக்கும். நீங்கள் அதற்காகத்தான் சொன்னீர்கள்.
Once again, the ministers and the speaker are trying to get the opposition to calm down so that the assembly proceedings can continue, but it's still not working as the opposition parties are continuing to create chaos in the assembly.
கேட்டிருக்காங்க, பதில் சொல்லணும்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. பதில் சொல்லினா தாங்க பிரச்சனை. இல்ல அப்படி இல்ல. ஆகவே இல்ல நேற்றைய தினம் நீங்கள் அப்படி பேசிக்கொண்டது ஆறாவது இல்ல. நேற்றைய தினம் நீங்கள் பேசுகிற போது ஆறாவது குறுக்கிட்டார்களா? நீங்கள் பேசுகிற போது யாருமே குறுக்கிடவில்லை. நீங்கள் எவ்வளவு பேசினீர்கள், எவ்வளவு வார்த்தைகள் பேசினீர்கள் என்பதெல்லாம் எங்களுக்கு தெரியும். யாருமே அதில் குறுக்கிடவில்லை. இது முதலமைச்சர், எங்கள் முதலமைச்சர் எதிர்க்கட்சி தலைவர் பேசுகிற போது குறுக்கிட வேண்டாம் என்று சொன்னார்கள். அதை நாங்கள் பின்பற்றவில்லை என்றால் வேதனையாக இருக்கிறது. நேற்று எதிர்க்கட்சி தலைவர் பேசுகிற போது
they are trying to get the MLAs to calm down, which is clearly not happening. A massive ruckus by the DMK MLAs in particular, and the Speaker is trying to request the leader of opposition to try and control DMK MLAs, but they continue to create commotion inside the assembly.
நேற்று அந்த விஷயம் நேற்றோடு முடிந்து விட்டது. ஆதாரங்களை கொடுங்கள். தக்க நேரத்தில் இதை பற்றி சொல்ல வேண்டி நேர்ந்தால் நான் இதெல்லாம் ஆய்வு செய்து உரிய நேரத்தில் அவை குறிப்பிட்டு ஏற்றுவதற்கு முன்பாக அவரிடம் இதை காட்டி.
The opposition MLAs who are raising slogans in the assembly are speaking about how yesterday PWD Minister Adhav Arjuna did not made some statements about Kamaltai Walkar not being sung in the assembly, which is not fair. There has been a lot of lies being spread in the assembly, which is also being recorded, for which the Speaker is giving an explanation about how he made sure the truth was recorded in the assembly proceedings, and he interrupted the minister and even explained the minister later when he met him with facts and proofs from the previous assembly. Therefore, there is nothing to be worried about. This assembly should continue in a very formal and a very dignified manner, is what the Speaker is requesting from the opposition MLAs.
நேற்றைய தினம் நீங்கள்
It looks like the entire, assembly proceedings has deviated right now from the chief minister who was listing out the initiatives taken by the TVK government to completely a political fight right now. The DMK MLAs and the government, the ministers, in fact the ministers, the speakers and all the important leaders of the TVK government are trying to counter and for the political differences that they've been having. They are speaking about the criticisms that the opposition put forth yesterday, and now the ministers are countering it.
முதலமைச்சர் பேச்சருக்கு பிறகு பேசினால் அழகாக இருக்கும். அதை முன்ன பள்ளிக்கல்வித்துறை அமைச்சர்
மாண்புமிகு பேரவைத் தலைவர் அவர்களே, அவர் ஒரே ஒரு வார்த்தையை தான் சொன்னார். பார்ட்டி ஃபண்ட் என்ற வார்த்தையை கேட்டு எதிர்க்கட்சி நண்பர்கள் கோபப்படுகிறார்கள். ஆனால்
School Education Minister Rajmohan was once again speaking. Now he's mentioning about how DMK MLAs have gotten triggered by one single word the Chief Minister mentioned, which is the party fund. He in fact tried to speak about how there has been a lot of holes inside the government, a lot of people who have been, corrupt, which has led to the entire misgovernance. And he just mentioned one single word called party funds, which has triggered the entire, DMK camp inside the assembly. But yesterday, while the leader of opposition was speaking, he in fact criticized us, the government, with many unparliamentary words. In fact, he also called us sofa model, which is not fair. It is something that is not permitted inside the assembly, but still they went ahead and said all of those things, and we remained silent. We wanted to be democratic inside the assembly hall, and that is what we did yesterday. But today, when we are giving our response, when the Chief Minister is making a speech, how can they not stay calm and continue to maintain the decorum of the assembly? Rather, they are creating a commotion here just because they were triggered by one single word. In spite of a lot of back and forth happening between the MLAs, the ministers, it doesn't look like the commotion is going down. We can still clearly see that the DMK MLAs are continuing to disrupt the assembly proceedings. Minister Adhav Arjuna is right now speaking as the DMK MLAs had criticized about what he spoke yesterday, and that is why they are creating this commotion. He is speaking about how the Chief Minister and their leader has very clearly given instructions about how to follow the rules of the assembly, how to maintain the decorum of the assembly. He's once again reiterating the fact that yesterday in the assembly, the TVK party, MLAs, the ministers and the Chief Minister religiously followed all the rules of the assembly and gave the space for the opposition parties to register their criticisms and their questions in the assembly. And in fact, in the last few days since this assembly session has begun, there has been a lot of questions raised by the opposition regarding why the Chief Minister is not responding, and we also now finally is responding, and they're not letting him speak, is what the minister is now putting forward as a question in the assembly.
Time avagasam ketta நான் ஏதோ வேற எதுக்காகவோ வேற யாருக்காகவோ ஏதோ அவகாசம் கேட்ட மாதிரி அடுத்து இங்க சபையில இல்லாதவங்களை பத்தி பேச வேண்டாம்னு நினைக்கிறேன். இங்க நம்மளை பத்தி அவதூறு பரப்புறதோட மட்டும் இல்லாம இப்ப நம்ம மக்கள் மேலயும் அவதூறு பரப்ப ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாங்க. மக்கள் நமக்கு ஓட்டு போட்டது தப்பா.
After all the commotion in the Tamil Nadu Assembly, now the Chief Minister Vijay is back giving out his speech.
எம்ஜிஆர் அவர்கள் காலத்துல இருந்தே அப்பவே அவர் ஜெயிச்சப்ப
he's speaking about the criticisms once again put forth by the opposition. He speaks about how people are saying that people came out in families and voted out for TVK, which is wrong. He's also criticizing the opposition, particularly the DMK, saying that they've been following the same technique for the last 50 years and that they are outdated. He also says that technology has grown and developed to another extent where people should learn from how to upgrade themselves and their parties. He's also inviting the opposition to come up with ideas or any advices for the government, which is definitely going to help the people of the state. Instead, the opposition is retorting to unnecessary political criticisms, which they cannot answer for. He is also saying about how the opposition leader is calling them a sofa model government, which took a lot of days for Chief Minister himself to understand what kind of criticism it is. He also speaks about how, if sofa model government is about doing businesses that can be done by the opposition out of the assembly, not inside the assembly and inside the state of Tamil Nadu. He's also, saying a small story as an example, where he's speaking about an old man who's trying to protect himself from the hot sun using his palms. And a small boy comes to the old man and asks what he was doing. And for that, the old man responded that he was not even protecting himself from the sun, but rather looking for his father and searching for the father, and his father was missing. He takes an indirect jibe at former Chief Minister M.K. Stalin. In fact, he's speaking about how they can also make such jokes, that the TVK party is also capable of making such jokes, but it's just not fair to do that. And he's just trying to respond to what the leader of opposition spoke yesterday.
உங்க கருத்துக்களை நீங்க முழுமையாக மன நிறைவோடு பேசலாம்.
Today.
டிவில பார்த்தோம். சரி.
There has been a walkout in the Tamil Nadu State Assembly by the opposition MLAs. Chief Minister Vijay makes another joke about what happened in Kolattur for former Chief Minister M.K. Stalin. He says he made only a 5-minute speech in Kolattur, and that result, what the former Chief Minister faced, was because of that 5-minute speech that he made. If he continues to speak more, he doesn't know what all is going to happen to the opposition. Now he's going back to the controversy about the Tamil anthem being played. Yesterday, on the first day of this current assembly session on the 18th of July, there was twice, the national anthem was placed twice in the assembly, once at the beginning of the governor's speech and once at the end, which was something that is unprecedented, which has never happened in the history of Tamil Nadu State Assembly, is the criticism that was placed by the opposition parties. The Chief Minister is trying to recollect an event that happened.
கலைஞர் அவர்களுடைய புகைப்படத்தை மாண்புமிகு குடியரசுத் தலைவர் திறந்து வைக்கிற
He's speaking about the centenary celebrations that happened, centenary celebration of the Tamil Nadu State Assembly a couple of years ago.
அறிவிச்சது ஞாபகம் இருக்கா? அதாவது தேசிய கீதத்துக்கு அப்புறமா
he's also mentioning about what was happening in that event, where there was a mention that the national anthem followed by the Tamil Thai Valthu will be played at that particular event. Okay. He's mentioning that during that particular event, after the national anthem, the Tamil anthem will be played for a second time. It was an event where former Chief Minister Kalaignar Karunanidhi's picture was being released, a portrait was being released. Therefore, he is mentioning that, there was an event where the DMK themselves, made Tamil anthem being played the second after national anthem. During the end of the event, the speaker also asserts saying that there is proof of records in the assembly that this has happened.
இதெல்லாம் கேட்டால் என்ன சொல்லுவாங்கன்னா, அது ஜனாதிபதி கலந்துக்கிட்ட ஃபங்க்ஷன், அதெல்லாம் அப்படிதான், அதெல்லாம் கண்டுக்க கூடாது அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க.
The Chief Minister says that if we question about these events, then they would say that was an event that the President of India participated. Therefore, these things cannot be taken into account. So he is calling the DMK a hypocritic party. He says they say one thing and speak one thing, they do something else. But Vijay and TVK will not be like that. they use political seniority as an guise to hide behind these hypocritic behavior that they continue to keep doing, is what he's mentioning.
ஒன்றை மட்டும் ஆணித்தரமாக சொல்றோம், உங்களை மாதிரி தமிழ்னு சொல்லிக்கிட்டு மொழி பண்பாடு கலாச்சாரம்.
He says that he wants to say one last thing to this opposition, which is hiding behind language rights and state rights and all of this, that TVK is not a party that will have a double face like what the DMK has. They have just one proper goal, is to make sure they will consistently fight for the state rights. Politics is different. In politics, ideological differences may be there, which is normal, but when it comes to a government, they will have to work along with the central government, and if that is how they can bring good things into Tamil Nadu, they will continue to do that.
நிறைய பேசினாங்க, அதுல ஒண்ணு மட்டும் அரசு சொல்றதா நினைச்சுக்கிட்டு நம்மள இன்டைரக்டா ஈவில் அப்படின்ற அந்த வார்த்தையை யூஸ் பண்ணாங்க. எனக்கு ஒண்ணு தான் சொல்லணும்னு தோணுது. Evils.
Yesterday, during the opposition leader's speech, he indirectly used a word called evil at the government, and he wants to respond to that, saying that the word evil cannot be used by devils. He, in fact, directly calls DMK devils. He also says that he wanted to do an action when the DMK MLAs were present in the assembly. But since now that they've walked out, he doesn't want it to do. But the Speaker asks Chief Minister to continue to do it, and the Chief Minister also makes a symbolic action.
விவாதம் முடிவுற்றது. மாண்புமிகு உறுப்பினர்கள் முன்மொழிந்த திருத்தங்கள் வலியுறுத்தப்படுகின்றனவா என்று அறிய விரும்புகிறேன். உறுப்பினர்கள் முன்மொழிந்த திருத்தங்கள் அனைத்தும் பேரவையின் அனுமதியில் திரும்ப பெறப்படுகின்றன.
The Chief Minister has finally completed his speech amidst a lot of commotion created by the opposition MLAs, the DMK, and amidst all the back and forth of arguments that went between the Speaker, the Ministers and the DMK MLAs. The Chief Minister has finally concluded his speech. In fact, while speaking today, he picked every single point that the
Chief Minister Vijay, speaking at length as far as his address in the Tamil Nadu Assembly is concerned, and on several issues that he seems to have touched upon, whether it comes to NEET, the two-language policy, the crackdown on Tasmac shops, when it comes to law and order, safety and security of women, and of course, the issues that he has been raising, especially when it comes to dynastic politics and also Karur tragedy, all of these issues that have now been raised on part of the new Chief Minister, they're saying that their party wasn't taken seriously. But this has been a thumping majority. However, the party did not manage to get a single largest majority there. So it's a party as a government of coalition, but squarely taking on the opposition DMK this time, which is decided, as the pictures have been coming in from the assembly, that they walked off after creating, a ruckus. There was protest on part of the opposition DMK that was also raised within the assembly. Varshni continues to be with us. So as we talk about the main highlights, Varshni, this is something that Chief Minister Vijay and Dharani is also connected with us. Multiple issues that he has raised. But Varshni, more importantly, as you have heard the entire speech at length, his address today, there are certain issues which are, something which is a continuation of the former DMK government. But there are certain issues which now Vijay is projecting as a change that his new government is bringing about.
Well, like you mentioned, he's listed out a lot of issues. He's spoken about, the Tasmac issue. He's spoken about the law and order issues. He's spoken about a lot of things that was raised by the opposition. But one thing that he had entirely spoken about in this speech was what we could understand is about how he wants to have a corruption-free government. In fact, he's stating at many places that the previous government was, filled with corruption. There was corruption everywhere, which led to the misgovernance concerns. And that is why the state of Tamil Nadu, in spite of being able to achieve in several sectors, has not seen a fully accomplished growth in all aspects. Therefore, he also mentions that this kind of a situation is prevailing because of the corruption that existed, and that is what they are working hard on right now. He also responded to each and every criticism that was made, not just government initiatives or activities. He also responded to political criticisms that were made by the opposition parties. He in fact called the DMK a devil and said devils cannot speak about evil. He also spoke about how the former Chief Minister M.K. Stalin lost in Kolattur just because a 5-minute speech that he made in Kolattur, which created a massive impact that led to the loss of the DMK. In fact, he speaks about how 50 years they've been hiding under certain aspects, calling language rights, states' rights, and saying the same rhetorics again and again, which has led to their downfall right now, because people are fed up with the same lies again and again. They want a fresh change, and that is what the TVK government is trying to do now, is what he said. He also spoke about how the opposition was speaking about the Chief Minister remaining silent on several issues, yet he is rather focusing all his energy on making sure there is a change in the system that is being followed, that was followed by both the DMK and ADMK for the last 50-60 years, and how they are working on a change.
But let me also bring in Dharani on this. Dharani, one of the other touching issues were the Karur tragedy. Now, on this very matter, we are looking at probably after this tragedy that has happened, and TVK is now leading as the government in Tamil Nadu. Vijay has been openly speaking about the tragedy.
Well, definitely during today's speech in the Assembly also, he made a two-line remark about the Karur stampede. He told that, he went through a lot to come to power, that he had to go through a lot. When the DMK was in power, the DMK tried to create many hurdles for his party, Tamil Nadu Kalagam, but despite all the hurdles, they've come to power, is what Vijay said. And he also mentioned about the Karur stampede in this particular context. He said that the loss of 41 lives in the Karur stampede will forever haunt him personally, and also the members of his party, Tamil Nadu Kalagam, and some people, especially from the DMK at that time, they tried to blame Vijay and TVK for this unfortunate tragedy. How can anybody with heart blame the TVK and me for such an unfortunate tragedy, is the comments that came in from Chief Minister Vijay at this point in time. So he is making it very clear that he still remembers the victims of the Karur stampede, and he says that the loss of 41 lives...
Empathizing with the victims there of the Karur tragedy, but thanking the people of Tamil Nadu to having faith in him that he will continue to lead the government in the next 5 years. Several issues that has been now touched upon by the Chief Minister, opposing NEET, calling it to be unfair on medical aspirants, and supporting the Class 12 admissions. He's reaffirmed the two-language policy, rejecting the language information on what he calls as the NEP's three-language debate. Multiple issues that have been raised by the Chief Minister as far as his long address in the Assembly, which is just concluded amidst opposition protests and a walkout. Thank you very much, Vashni, and also Dharani, for joining in, heading into a short break.